This is the Win Daily Show. Fantasy football is upon us, and I brought in a couple of friends, some heavy hitters, to help us win at fantasy football. The man to my left, a Hall of Famer. He is known throughout the industry simply as the King, and you can hear him everywhere on broadcast radio, the one and only Mr. Scott Engel.
Thanks for having me, and we'll show you how to win some cash and take home one of these in fantasy football this year.
And cash is the name of the game. The man to my right, the author of the Amazon bestseller Win Daily, where you outline exactly how you won $500,000 in fantasy sports. It's an honor to have Mr. Jason Mezrahi.
Thanks for having me, Matt, and let's get the season started.
All right, fantasy football is upon us. So, Krista, what do we got?
Thanks, Matt, Jay, and Scott. Love you guys, and so do our fans. We have our first fan question from @CrimeyRivers. He wants to know, what are some of the overvalued and undervalued quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers? I want to hear from the $500,000 man.
I like that, the $500,000 man. All right, $500,000. Give me an overrated quarterback.
I want no quarterbacks early. Not in my first 8, 9, 10 rounds. I want to grab somebody late, and one guy I don't want any part of is Baker Mayfield. People are grabbing him in the 4th or 5th round. This Cleveland offense haven't proven anything to me at least yet, and I want nothing to do with Baker.
All right, and to you, King, undervalued quarterback?
Ben Roethlisberger is the 13th quarterback off the board. This guy's coming off one of his best seasons ever, yet people are overrating the loss of Antonio Brown. Well, remember, Ben has lost guys like Hines Ward, Santonio Holmes, and Mike Wallace before he helped make those guys, and he rolled right on after they left.
All right, let's roll right into overvalued running backs.
Todd Gurley, the guy's going in the first round and the second round, and he's coming off a bad knee injury. I want nobody who's going to be, fatigued midway through the season. I don't want anybody coming off injuries with my top first 2 picks, so I want no part of Gurley.
Okay, so how about you, King? You okay?
My knees hurting hearing about Gurley, but
I'll
be okay though if I draft James White later on, because this guy, on average, was a top 10 fantasy running back last year, right. And he may actually be the second best receiver on the Patriots. Terrific PPR value.
Interesting point there. Let's talk about some receivers. Is there an overvalued wide receiver, $500,000?
Like I said about Baker Mayfield, I don't trust this Cleveland offense just yet. So I want nothing to do with Jarvis Landry. I think a lot of guys are going to jump all over this Cleveland offense. I'll let other people make the mistake, and I want nothing to do with Landry or Baker.
All right, Cleveland loves you, huh? How about an undervalued wide receiver, King?
A toast to Sterling Shepard of the New York Giants. Sterling Shepard is underrated. Going to be a very good fantasy wide receiver 3, maybe even better. It's the number 1 wide receiver for the Giants. He has familiarity with Eli Manning, but if Daniel Jones comes in and plays, that's somebody he can trust. Don't underrate Sterling Shepard.
All right, well, we trust and love Krista, so what do you have next?
Our next question comes from Tom from Houston. He wants to know if you have any draft strategies for quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers. This time, I want to hear from the King.
Ooh, the princess wants to hear from the King. How about his draft strategy for quarterbacks, King?
Princesses, princes, whatever you are, don't be a court jester and take a quarterback in the first 6 rounds. Avoid that temptation to go Pat Mahomes early. It's a glamour pick. You can wait until late. You can get Matt Ryan in the 10th, Russell Wilson in the 11th, Ben Roethlisberger in the 12th, Phillip Rivers in the 13th. You'll be fine if you just wait.
Okay, and for you, Mr. Mezrahi, I can't wait to hear your draft strategies when it comes to running backs and wide receivers.
With running backs, I want to stash them, Matt. I want to get as many as I can. I want to get them early, first 2 rounds. I want to shore up my running backs. I don't want timeshares. I want guys that are going to be on the field grabbing these touches.
All right.
And for wide receivers, again, stash them. There's a lot of talent at wide receiver. It's deep. I want to grab 6 or 7 of them. I don't want to load up on quarterbacks early. I want to grab my wide receivers. Guys like Julio Jones, high-ceiling guys that you used to draft, first pick, second pick. Now he's going in the second round. I'll take him in the second round.
Okay, and now last but not least, everyone's talking about them, especially in PPR leagues. King, tight ends.
It's okay to go for one of the top 3 in the first 2 rounds. Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Zach Ertz. But if you don't get them, there's about a handful of guys, 4 or 5 guys you can get in the 6th to 8th round. It'll be really good for you. O.J. Howard, Evan Ingram, Jared Cook, Hunter Henry is my top 4 tight end this year. He's healthy. But try to get one of those top 7, because if not, you're throwing darts.
All right, so let's throw a dart at Krista. What's next?
Guys, this next one comes from me, and it's something that everyone wants to know. Who are some sleepers that we should wake up to?
That is a great question, and I'm with Krista on this one. Jay, sleepers. Do you have a couple?
My man Geronimo out in Green Bay, Geronimo Allison, is going to be playing the slot. Aaron Rodgers, his gunslinger, he loves throwing the ball. Their defense is kind of weak, a little bit suspect. I want a little piece of that Green Bay offense. You get it in Geronimo. He's going to get a ton of targets. I want a little piece.
All right, and do you have another sleeper?
Derek Carr going really, really late. I'm not going to reach for this guy. He's a quarterback. He'll probably be my second quarterback I grab, but I'll grab him one of the last couple rounds and hope that Antonio has a breakout season that helps out Carr, helps out the rest of the team there. And Oakland does have a bad defense, so they're going to be playing from behind, and there's going to be a lot of throwing in the second half, and that should rack up some points for Carr.
All right, Starman, you got any sleepers?
If you're traveling to South Florida, there's not a lot to see there sports-wise, but you do have Kalen Ballage of the Miami Dolphins. This guy can at least be the goal line runner in a timeshare, and big playability, 75-yard run late last season against the Vikings. There's upside there with Kalen Ballage.
Anyone else?
And then with tight end, Mark Andrews is entering his second season along with Lamar Jackson. They're familiar with each other in Baltimore. Showed some big playability late last year. Will be a key receiver on important passing downs and in goal line situations when the Ravens want to throw the ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason that these two are leaders in the industry. Make sure you check out the book Win Daily. We want to thank the Hall of Famer, the King, Mr. Scott Engel. We want to thank the $500,000 man, Jason Mezrahi. Krista, take us home.
Guys, this has been the Win Daily Show. Log on to windailysports.com and sign up for a free account today. One lucky winner each week will be upgraded to a premium gold account. We'll see you soon.